Welcome, my name is Anthony Smith and I work for the Rochester City School District Instructional Technology Department. I'm going to be providing you with your BrainHoneyToGo training today. There are a few steps that we need to follow, the first being that we need to set up our cache server. So how do we do that? Well, we come over to either our taskbar and we hit Internet Explorer, or we hit our Windows, All Programs, and we find Internet Explorer and we open that up. Once we have our Internet Explorer page open, we're going to click on the Tools drop down. We're going to hit Internet Options. We're going to scroll over these tabs up here on the top and we're going to hit the Connections tab. And then we're going to scroll down to the bottom where it says our local area network or our LAN settings, and we're going to click that button. Then we're going to come down here underneath Proxy Server. We're going to select the box, which is going to open up the address and the port box. In the address box, we're going to type in the word SQUID, S-Q-U-I-D, and in the port box we are going to type in 3128, and we're going to hit OK, and we'll hit OK again, and we're going to close out Internet Explorer. Now you're only going to want to enable this setting prior to downloading the course. So when you go in and you're going to download a course for a student, this is when you go in and use that SQUID server, because it's going to allow you to download your coursework for that student much faster than it would if you normally did. But if you're going to go back to regular internet use, you want to go back in there and uncheck that LAN box setting. You want to take that right out. So now that we have that, step one complete, we're going to move on to step two, which is going to be formatting the thumb drive. So we're going to throw in a thumb drive into our USB port, and every time you're putting a new student on a drive, you need to format it for that student. So we're going to close out any boxes that opens, because we don't want to see that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on my computer here, and I can see that this removable disk has some work on it. So I want to erase it. So you want to make sure that this is a thumb drive that you don't have any important stuff on. It's best to use these thumb drives for one particular student only. So I'm going to right click this thumb drive. I'm going to click Format, and basically all this is going to wipe it clean. It's going to say, hey, you're about to erase this. Are you sure about that? And I'm going to click OK. And that format's complete. There's no blue in here, so that means I have all that free space. I'm going to hit Close, and then I'm going to close out of this. And that's it for formatting your thumb drive, nice and quick. Our next step is to configure this storage drive. So how do we configure it? Well, everyone has now, if you're part of this program, you got this BrainHoneyToGo icon. So I'm going to click it, and it's going to open up, and it's going to say choose a portable drive. I can see this is my E drive. It's the only one I have, so I'm going to click OK. I'm going to also click I do not want to add a password, and then my application is going to open up. So I'm going to go to Tools. My next step, I'm going to just make sure one more time to configure alternate storage. Click it, make sure it's selected, portable drive, hit OK, hit OK, and now I know that whatever I do next, it's going to go onto that thumb drive. Everything is selected. Now I can put in the correct URL for me to get that. If you get a pop-up that says, do you want to scan and fix this drive, just hit continue without scanning. Don't worry about that. Once you get here, we're going to start the download. You're going to have to enter a specific URL. That URL is this, http://rcsdonline.brainhoney.com. And you're going to put in your username and your password of your students. Your username are going to be the last 6 digits of their ID, and the password for your students are going to be their first initial, their last initial, and their year of birth. So I'm going to put in my student ID. I'm going to put in the student's password. And the last thing I'm going to do is hit continue, and my course should start downloading. So you can see that I'm downloading the course, and it says right there which courses are awaiting their download. And you can see here that under course details, we have a long ways to go. So I am not going to sit here and tell you too much while this is downloading. We're going to come back after it's downloaded and then we'll continue on. But here's what you do need to know. You need to be on the Rochester City School District network to use this cache server. You cannot use that cache server at home, at any other Wi-Fi hotspot. You actually have to be on Rochester City School District property. It could be any school property, and you have to be on our Rochester City School District network to use the cache server. Believe me, this is going to save you some time. You also want to know that these courses can take anywhere from pretty much about 20 to 40 minutes to download, depending on which course that you're downloading. This is much faster than the alternative 3 to 4 hours that you would have to wait for it to download if you weren't using the cache server. So you want to plan that into your time. And depending on how many students that you have to download this for, you want to make sure that you have that time allotted in your day. Okay, welcome back. So now that my course is completely downloaded, I just simply clicked the OK button and I closed out of my BrainHoney. So for this training, I've unplugged my USB drive and I've closed out of my program, and I'm basically going to start all over again. I'm going to take my thumb drive and I'm going to plug it into the USB. You'll see that I have a removable disk, and the autoplay may come up. I'm going to close out this autoplay box, and I'm going to double click on my BrainHoney icon, and it says choose a portable drive. I'm going to hit OK, and if we have done everything correctly, we should see that here's my student name at the top. Under my courses, we should see the OCR course, or the course that your student is registered for. And you can see here that I have view and I have grades. Let's talk a little bit about this homepage. This is the student homepage. Under here, under the due soon, any items that are due within the next 7 days will show up here. So for assignments, if the student has assignments due, or tests or quizzes, they will come up in this area right here. At the top, you just have a home page, which we are at right now. If you click home, this home button, this is where your home page looks like. Here's our choose course. This is another way of selecting my courses. If my student had more than one course, they would all populate right here, or I could come up to choose a course, and you can see if I had other options, they would be listed here. But again, all I have is my health class. So how do I get to this health class? Well, I'm just going to click on it. You can see that this is a hyperlink. I'm going to click on it. And here's my orientation folder. The most important things that the student wants to be aware of is this left side right here, all these folders. And you can see that they're just these little folders that drop down, these little carrots. Here's my orientation, getting started. It is very important to read all of this. Anything in blue, underlined, is a hyperlink. Make sure that you show students all of these hyperlinks. There are more pages to go along with this introduction. I can hit integrity, read it. It's telling me a little bit about how to be an online student. Grading and rubrics will be found here. Course symbols. What do these things mean, and how to begin? And I can just simply click down. You'll see that I'm in my syllabus now. Once I've completed a section, I'll get this little green arrow, and also if I hover over it, it should tell me that I've completed it. Orientation. Again, here's the hyperlinks. I want to make sure that they know that anything that's blue and underlined is a hyperlink. There are answers to these questions. And for the student, they'll just continue. There's a study guides in here that they can access. There's vocabulary sheets that they can access. And then you'll get to your first actual unit of study. So each one of these folders is an actual module or a unit of study. And if I click on that, you'll see here that I have my pages, my content area pages, and then here's a discussion link, writing assignments, and you'll notice that it's not allowing me to go on until I've completed this. And these are quizzes here with these question marks. So the navigation is very easy. Per page you're going to have lots of hyperlinks for them to go through. You can see that this has 8 pages. There's multiple sections for each page. Notice how I went to section B and that just grew out. Section C is only 10 pages, but these pages go along with each section, so you got to make your students aware of that. There's also these little icons here. You can hit play.
Studying health is easier and more useful if you
It can be read to the students. I'm going to go through, read my pages. There's some work that I can do in there. Now, it is important that when a student has completed for the day, that they go up here and click Update Courses. This is going to send any completed work here. It will send it to that thumb drive. So when you plug this thumb drive in, it'll then update all of the work there. So this can only be done if you have wireless access. Okay? All the work will stay on the thumb drive. But in order for this to get into the cloud, right, or our CSD online or our e-learning environment, your gradebook, which we're going to cover in the next video, we need to make sure that after a kid does all this work, we take this thumb drive, we plug it in, we access just like we did it on this video, and then we go up here and we hit Update Course. I am connected to the internet, so what I want you to do is look down here on the bottom right. Last update today at 12:49. If I click that update, you're going to see a little action down there. Connecting, uploading. So if I have completed anything, quizzes, tests, assignments, all of those now will be uploaded into your gradebook. This can only be done on Wi-Fi. The thumb drive must be taken someplace to a computer that has Wi-Fi. Alright. All you have to do then, student is done, they can just simply close out and you pull out the thumb drive.